video is brought to you by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Hey, my name is Jobby, and we're looking at the Cang Toys Pterhowl, a third-party version of the Transformers Dinobot SWOOP. And unlike their Predacons, it won't take me 4 years to finish up the Cang Toys Dinobots. Maybe 3 years. Took them long enough to release this guy, links in description. And if you do buy something from the Shoutouts store, use my code JOBBY to not get a discount or anything, but I get store credit. Thank you. And thanks to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co for sponsoring this video. Tokyo Treat is a fun Japanese subscription snack box filled with rare Kit Kats, limited edition chips, or in this case, crisps. Oh, wasabi! Noodles, and more of the latest Japanese treats. Tokyo Treat's theme for June is Konbini Snackin'. The theme changes month by month, which is also the case for Sakura Co, a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local snack makers all across Japan. Each carefully curated box is filled with traditional and seasonal snacks. These green nuts look good, and that all pairs perfectly with the always included Japanese tea, Chiran Ryokucha in this case. And you always get a piece of special Japanese tableware. For this month, it's these lovely Wakasa lacquer chopsticks. Sakura Co's theme for June is Kyushu no Aji, Taste of Kyushu. Each box includes a cultural guide booklet that features snack details, allergen information, and fun insights about Japanese culture. So use my code JOBBY to get $5 off your first Tokyo Treat order and $5 off your first Sakura Co order. Click the link in the description or scan these QR codes to experience Japan from the comfort of your own home. While VOLCANICUS was never my favorite combiner, I'll be picking all these guys up for my love of the Dinobots, no matter the cost. So is this guy worth it? And more importantly, is it as impressive as the previous third-party Snarl? No. But after sliding on these massive wings and plugging in these guns, I can still say that the painting and the sculpting on this figure is amazing. Another great redesign of a G1 character. Always love to see that Cang Toys creative edginess. Shit. Although that head sculpt, while really cool, could have used a lot more light piping. And he's a bit bulkier than expected. I'm one to talk. Based on the promo pictures, I expected this guy to be more of a slim flyer. Something like the Transformers animated swoop. On Primus' name, we need some masterpiece-style animated figures. I gotta have another hyper-articulated David K. His bulk is even more noticeable when you remove the wings. So why would you do that? That's like 90% of this guy's visual appeal, and 90% of his weight. Man, these wings look great. They look less like Pteranodon wings and more like Batman. And surprisingly, they don't prevent him from standing up, if you're careful. Just like the Cang Toys Firmament, he's completely balanceable, is that a word? But of course, this guy would look a billion times better in the air. So get out your acrylic block. This feels complete, but technically, these wings aren't complete without these swords. Of course, I appreciate the weapon storage, but they look way better in his hands. But they don't fit better, god damn it. The swords can combine, looks great. And he can hold them from these handles rather than their hilts. Also looks great. Other accessories include these shoulder guns, which can also plug into his hands. And all of these goodies, which were also included with the Cang Toys Stegzero. Check out that review if you haven't. A giant shifting card that doesn't function as a mouse pad. What's the point? 2 normal-sized cards, one of them also shifts. Very cool. And my favorite piece of extra bullshit. We go eat the dim sum. But enough of the Temu gift bag. Is the actual figure any fun to play with? Mostly. But there's a tab and a slot there. What a freaking tease. Maybe it's just me, but the lack of connection here makes this entire mode feel incomplete, which is why there's a bit of blue masking tape there. I just added that to give this a little more grip. Not a perfect solution, but it feels way better. Pretty frustrating because the majority of the figure is solid, and these beautiful wings stay in position. Oh, it sags a little bit, but it's not a big deal. As you can imagine, the weight of the wings makes the entire figure pretty hefty. That's not even mentioning the die-cast metal in some areas. Other than this needle nose, the figure is well constructed and pretty posable. Ball joint at the head. Every ball joint can be a swivel. Hinge joint at the base of the neck that allows him to look up that far and look down that far. His eyebrows are posable, but that's more for the transformation. Rotation at the shoulder, but that's not the actual rotation at the shoulder. You gotta hold it down to work these ratchet joints. And if they were gonna build it like this, you'd think that this part would actually plug in. And don't get me started on the arm moving out. This squeaky friction joint works well, but you gotta push it down again to get this actual ratchet joint to work. What a strange design. Shoulder pad moves out, swivel here, bicep swivel, double bend at the elbow, hinge joint at the wrist, hinge joint, ball joint, hinge joint at the thumb, ball joints at the base of all of the fingers, and the hinge joint at all of the fingers, individually articulated. As for the wings, ratchet joint at the base, swivel here, hinge joint, 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 which allows them to fully spread or fully fold in. These things are versatile. The wings are also connected to the shoulders, so if you use the wings as leverage, you can get a slight butterfly joint. Swivel at the guns, and this whole backpack assembly doesn't plug in either. Why? Waist swivel, you can extend the torso for an ab crunch, shift it back down to make it look more natural. Another clever use of the combiner elbow. Spoilers, front skirts move up. These long masterpiece Starscream style side skirts are on a hinge joint, ball joint, so they might look a little clunky, but they can freely get out of the way of the leg articulation, which includes a rotation at the hips. Get these butt thrusters out of the way to rotate the leg back that far, and he do got a bit of those. These thigh swivels couldn't handle the heat. Bend at the knee. If you shift it up a bit, you could get a double bend, although the bottom hinge joint's not on a ratchet. Hinge joint at the knee pad, hinge joint at the ankle guard, which allows it to shift up and down. Tight swivel here, that's it. Ankle swivel moves down that far, shifting heel, although that's more for the transformation. Toes can spread, again for the transformation, and a pretty good pivot. Despite some strange engineering choices, the posability is great, and his size is what I'd expect from Cang Toys at this point, but this wingspan is something else. He big. Size comparison time. Here's Figma-matic Economy, Haya Toys Godzilla, the Magic Square Light of Peace, not Optimus Prime. My previous review, the Revoltech Miracle. Thanks for watching and listening. Muchas gracias. And my previous Cang Toys Dinobot Stegzero, totally not Snarl. While Pterhowl is a bit more faithful to his G1 counterpart, I still prefer the uniqueness of Stegzero. Pterhowl is still a close second, but that quality gap becomes a bit wider with the Dino Mode. You know, I actually didn't have a problem at all reading these instructions. Either Cang Toys improved their communication skills, or I'm not as dumb as I look. Made my Just Playing stream a walk in the park. Subscribe to Jobby too. It also helps that the transformation itself was super simple. Maybe too simple. Because the Pteranodon mode is okay. I'm just not as satisfied with this mode as I was with Stegosaurus. With how complex that process was, and how it ended up being so proportionate. What a letdown that Pterhowl didn't transform all that much. Which is not an excuse for a mid-alternate mode. Check out my previous Cang Toys review. But this Pteranodon is basically just the robot mode with a different head, no arms, and why he kinda... This is not how a Pteranodon should be proportioned.
Where is the kids quiet?
They don't have gams either last time I checked.
Oh no, man, them look like some drumsticks to me, god damn.
If only the legs shifted up a bit more or folded into a backpack. You know, like the G1 version. Just anything to make these legs shorter, because I actually kind of like the upper body, even if it is just the robot mode chest. The dinosaur head is satisfying to put together and it looks great. And the already beautiful wings convincingly replace those robot mode arms, which fold up perfectly into these thruster pods. And admittedly, the legs become slightly less distracting depending on how he's posed. The head cannot swivel. Opening mouth side to side. Looks up that far and down that far. Rotation at the shoulder. Even got a butterfly joint. Wings are exactly the same as the robot mode, but now I'll mention the individually articulated fingers. Upper body's what you'd expect, and the legs are just the robot mode legs, but backwards. As expected from a slightly modified robot mode, the posability is just as great, and he would look better in the air if his legs weren't so damn long, which is the reason why this mode is weirdly tall. Size comparison time. Madaga, Godzilla Prime, and Stegzero. Even with my complaints, he still looks great next to his fellow Dinobot. And they'll look even better when they're all combined, maybe? To get them into the arm mode, you're gonna need a hand. Ow. Those claws fold right up if you're not into that. Just like the Cang Toys Thunderking's hands, this hand is gonna combine with the other hand, which should be included with the next Dinobot, I think, to form another kind of creepy crawly. We'll name that thing when we get there. My vote's on Bitch Jr. So this is where Cang Toys decided to focus their pegs and tabs, because the arm mode looks and feels complete. Not even Stegzero's leg mode felt this good. Everything fits together both physically and aesthetically, and it shows a lot of promise for the fully combined mode. I still prefer the more vibrant colors of Thunderking, but Not Volcanicus is shaping up to be another impressive piece. And if you were wondering, oh yes, it's not as solid of a connection, but it works. Just not proportionally, it looks a bit long. Because if you can believe it, Not Volcanicus is gonna be even bigger than Thunderking. Holy size comparison time. Madaga Godzilla Prime and Stegzero. While I'm still not as excited for Volcanicus as I am for Predaking, it's still a little hype to see these two limb modes together. I just wish the dinosaur mode was better. The robot mode and arm mode are both excellent, but I'm hoping that Pteranodon will grow on me over time. I really don't like that I want to choke the chicken. Thanks for watching today. Sorry for the lack of uploads and streams. Simply put, baby got tired. But I'm not tired of my members and patrons. All you mid-tier members and patrons will be scrolling on the screen soon. And I'm gonna shout out all my high-tier members and patrons. Starting with my leader class members. Depressed Tomioka, Lulu, Jonathan Coco, Dan, Super Duper Boy, Nathalia, Xylonox, Daggers Boy, Scarlet Scout 259, God of all Daleks, Dim Sum Garbage, Arch Cyber Knight Mikey, Squadzilla, Drummer Boy 0130, TL Thompson, Cinewrath, Boxhead, The Uncle Show, Mothman, Gay Emma, Cognaros, Puppy Nickel, Cam After Dark, Yeetus McBeatus 420, Kamui, Mayday, Papa Maku, The Crazy Minnesotan, Breakaway TA, Joseph Leroy, Archeon 5, Kana Candy, Saber Redfin, Melania Blada McKella, Autism Guy, Astro B057, Luxana, Jonas RT, and Kamen Rider KFP. As for my Triple Kiss patrons, The Munch, Aaron Yeager, Ethan Wang, Rockin' Coop, Sane Madman, Kenneth Smith, Josh Suruda, Adam Boy, Blueberry, Millennia Goddess of Rot, Ian, the Rukiri Savage, Midori, Deathy Dash, Lol Attack, Baron Zepp, A Small Cookie, BFast 2000, Mama Munix, Brian Denna, Kong Meng, Caleb Horton, Jonathan Coco, Zach Carney, Delta Vortex, Incinerator 4444, Mr. Jaxo, Fate, Ponies Network, Not Autism Sabatino, Austin Sabatino, Tropic Panda, Tiger Boy, Z Naki Art Z, Smithy Killer, Tarn the Robot Layer, Morris Voices, Gorgongus, Cam After Dark, Dim Sum Garbage, that's Katsuragi Bit, Nozarashi Kenpachi, Not Modding 21, Cognaros, The Blue Pixeling Entertainment, Roxy Fox, Luxy Day, 12 Acre Sunshine, Scarlet Scout, Artist 101, Harry McStrange, Nathalia Munoz, Mighty Sneck, Ken Rodman, The Gaming Demon, Jur, Striker 374, Ming Yi Caesar, Mr. Jenkins, Weed Horse Theo, and Michael McLaughlin. Thanks again for your support. Thanks for your patience. Look forward to the next round of videos. You're not gonna wanna miss them. And if by any chance you're going to MagicCon in Las Vegas, I'll see you there. Maybe you'll catch me buying overpriced cardboard. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life.